Hello, this is Shay Jackson with Hype Math and Reading. In today's video, we will be reviewing for the 2022 Texas STAAR reading test for third graders. Our concept is elements of poetry. This is part 1. Remember, third graders, if at first you don't succeed, you're normal. Do you need a math or reading tutor? We offer virtual one-on-one or group tutoring for 2nd to 8th grade students. Parents, click the link in the description box to request a free 30-minute consultation. We have our 3rd grade math review workbook and also our 3rd grade reading workbook available for purchase in our store. The link will be in the description box so that you can grab yours today. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell so that you will be alerted when we upload new videos. So let's dive into the elements of poetry. Poetry can tell a story, describe an object, or help readers to visualize in their mind pictures about a certain topic. It is a collection of words that express an emotion or idea, sometimes with a specific meaning, sound, or rhythm. So the first element of poetry we will talk about is rhyme. Words that end with the same sound. In our examples, we have can and man and also sigh and try. Those have the same sound, but remember, third graders, poems do not always rhyme. Next, we have rhythm, the musical quality or beat. In our example, we have pitter patter, listen to the rain. So the pitter patter part is the rhythm of the poem. Our next element of poetry is repetition, to repeat words, sounds, or phrases. In our example, we have fall is pumpkins, fall is food, fall is leaves on me and you. So the repetitiveness is the word fall, because in each stanza of the poem, we have in the beginning the word fall. Next, imagery, a vivid description using the 5 senses, which are see, feel, taste, hear, or smell. In our example, we have the cat's tongue felt like sandpaper on my cheek. So that is an example of imagery when it comes to poetry. Next, we have simile, comparing two things using the words like or as. In our example, we have the old dog is moving as slow as a snail. So the old dog is being compared to the old dog's movement is being compared to a snail because it is slow. Next, we have metaphor, comparing two different things. In our example, we have the garden of flowers were a rainbow of colors. So the comparison here is the garden of flowers and also the rainbow of colors. Next, we have alliteration, repeating beginning sounds. In our example, we have monkeys make major messes. So our alliteration is the sound M, because M is the first word of each of the 4 words that we have. Next, we have onomatopoeia. Sounds like the noise or action. Our example is chirp, chirp, chirp went the baby birds. So the onomatopoeia of this stanza is chirp, chirp, chirp because it is the sound that birds make. Number 9 is personification. Makes a non-human thing seem human. In our example, we have the cat rang the doorbell to come inside. Have you ever seen a cat ring a doorbell? So that is an example of personification because cats aren't human and they really don't ring doorbells. However, in this example, it is used to make a non-human thing seem human. Lastly, we have free verse. Poetry that lacks a consistent rhyme scheme, metrical pattern, or musical form. So in our example, we have the fall comes on little cat feet. It sits looking over harbor and city. Now this has different elements of poetry in it. Actually, it has similarity to it and also a metaphor because fog is being compared to a cat or a cat's feet, and it says that it sits looking over harbor and city. So even though we've talked about the different elements of poetry, there are times when there are different elements in a poem, okay? Now let's dive into our poem. And remember, third graders, you can purchase our workbook. All of the problems and the poems and all of the notes will be in there. Pants by Mordecai Jernstein. We go everywhere together. You carry my treasures for me. When I find grass on your knees and sand in your pockets, I know where I've been. We go everywhere together except the washing machine. Don't let them put me in there, you beg, or at least come with me. But all I can do is watch you go round and round in the little window. Tumbling in the suds like me when I'm caught in an ocean wave. I hear your buttons clicking in the spinning dryer. You emerge limp and lifeless till I slip my legs inside you. You're alive again, eager for our next adventure. This is a good poem. So let's look at our comprehension questions for pants. The first one is a synonym for the word eager in line 33 is, our answer choices are A, excited, B, satisfied, C, amused, D, surprised. So a synonym is a word that has a similar meaning to another word, okay? So in our hint, we have a little bit of the poem with the word eager in there so that we can discover what the correct answer is. So again, we're looking for eager. Let's look at our poem. Till I slip my legs inside you, you're alive again, eager for our next adventure, okay? So what could be the synonym for eager? A, excited, B, satisfied, C, amused, or D, surprised. And this is something also, third graders, in our previous videos when we talked about context clues, you can use to discover what the synonym for the word eager is. So when you think of eager for something, what do you think about? Is it excited, satisfied, amused, or surprised? It is excited. Okay, so till I slip my legs inside you, you're alive again, excited for our next adventure. Let's look at number 2. The poem begins and ends with the idea of F, loneliness, G, amusement, H, togetherness, or J, embarrassment. So let's take a look at our hints. We have the beginning and the end of the poem again so that we can take a look to see what is the correct answer choice. So the first or the beginning of the poem says, when we go everywhere together, you carry my treasures for me. And then the end of the poem says, till I slip my legs inside you, you're alive again, eager for our next adventure. Based on those two, based on the beginning and the end of the poem, do you think it's giving the idea of loneliness. Well, it doesn't seem so. Loneliness means by yourself, and the poem is basically about a little boy or girl and them wearing pants. G, amusement, not so much. If you notice, H, togetherness, there's actually part of or the root of the word togetherness in the poem. We go everywhere together. Hint, hint. And this is something we talked about again, back to context clues. We said that with context clues, there are times when you have to look before or after the poem, or in the poem, it will give a clue to the answer. J is embarrassment. Well, no, it doesn't seem like the writer is embarrassed. It seems like he's excited about, he or she is excited about having pants on. Okay, so the correct answer is togetherness, H. Okay, now let's look at one more. Let's look at one more question. All right, for number 3, we have, how can the reader tell this is a free verse poem? A, there are words that describe sights and sounds. B, the lines of the poem do not rhyme with one another. C, the speaker uses the word I to describe himself. Or D, the pants are able to talk to the speaker. Okay, and our hint, and we talked about it just a few seconds ago, free verse is poetry that lacks a consistent rhyme scheme, metrical pattern, or musical form. So in saying that, let's look at our answers again. Does it say anything about there are words that describe sights and sounds? No. What about the lines of the poem do not rhyme with one another? Yes. The speaker uses the word I to describe himself? No. And the pants are able to talk to the speaker? No, it's not. A, C, and D are not the correct answer. B is the correct answer. And here is an example of our poem again. We don't see any rhyming words, and it's just really a poem that expresses an idea or an emotion about the speaker and his pants. So our correct response is B. The lines of the poem do not rhyme with one another. And that is it, third graders, for the review of elements of poetry. Remember, parents, if your child needs a tutor in math or reading, we are here to help. And also, we have our third grade math and reading workbooks available for purchase in our store. This is Shay Jackson with Hype Math and Reading. I will talk to you later.